Hello everybody, SmallTreeLeaf here, and today I'm going to be cutting this up and repotting it and trying to get it to grow into its own tree. This is a big branch I just cut off my large Golden Gate Ficus tree. So to begin, I'm going to be cutting off a lot of this stuff. Let's see. First I want to keep the tree at about that height. Cut it right there. Now we have two. Alright, so let's get these really small branches out of here that aren't going to survive. Snip those off. Might even just snip the top off there. Alright, I'm going to bring this branch back. I'm going to cut that leaf, it's all shriveled up. Alright, there we go. There's one. Get these small ones. Put them aside. Oh, get that small one. We got this. Let's cut this yellow leaf. Get that out of here. Shriveled leaf. Let's get that. Let's get that leaf. And that one's a little bit shriveled. Let's get that. And this leaf is huge. Let's get that. Alright. That one's good. Get these leaves, put them aside. Alright, now we're left for a big one. So let's cut this leaf. It's all shriveled up. Same with that one. One's a little bit dusty. Clean that one off. Alright, let's see. Don't want this whole branch, so let's cut that. Don't want this whole thing, so let's cut that there. Alright, that's what we're left with. Kind of liking that. We'll set that aside. And I got these two left. Yellow leaf, shriveled leaf, shriveled leaf, big leaf, big leaf. Alright, I'll leave that. Alright, so we got a shriveled and a yellow, one of each. This one's a little bit warped, but leave it on there for now. Alright, and now that we have all of our cuttings, let's see, how many do we have? We have 5. Alright, let's go get our root powder, root growth hormone. Call it root powder. It's like this. Get our pot. So what we're going to do, first step, is we're going to take the bottom of each of our cuttings. We're going to scrape away the bark. Just until you see a little bit of white. The bark is brown, and it's like a dark green under that. A light green, then like a white like that. You just want to slightly expose that white bark underneath. Go a little bit higher on this side. I'll get it up to here. Alright, that's good. We'll set that aside. We'll save the big one for last. We'll do this one next. I want a lot of this to be root. So what we're doing here, the bark that we're exposing will come in contact with the root powder that we're going to put on in a second. And once we repot that, the root powder and the root hormone it encourages root growth, as you could guess. And this exposed bark is more susceptible to growing roots when it's exposed like this than when it's just straight bark. So just to increase our success rate, we're going to scrape off a bunch of this bark. And however high you scrape up, you could go up to here, you could go here, I'm going here, you could go less. However far you scrape up, that's how far you should expect roots to start forming on the tree, kind of right up instantly almost, when the first roots start to grow. Eventually, like after a couple of years, if you plant this like this and put root hormone here, after a couple of years, you'll start to get roots slightly higher up. But this step right here kind of determines how much root you want right off the start. So after saying that, I'm actually going to take a little bit more off here. Alright, make it like that. There we go. Put that aside. Get our small one. Let's clean these shears off. Alright, got our small one. Be careful not to snap it in my fingers here. Pull all that off. Rotate it around, get the last little bit. Alright, that looks good. Now for the big one. This one might be a little challenging. My shears are not that sharp. So let's see what we can do. Alright, that's all of our pieces. Dust this off real quick. Alright, and now to start, I'm going to be putting all of them in the same pot for now. I'm not that worried about it, overcrowding or anything at this point. Once they start to grow roots, that's when I'll kind of move them out if I see fit. But for now, we're just going to put them in the same pot. So to start, take our pot. We're going to take some of our tropical bonsai mix. If you haven't seen this or you want to know more about it, check out my tropical bonsai soil mixture video and my other soil mixture videos for other types of bonsai trees. I'm going to start by pouring in some of that. Get a nice, well-draining bottom to our soil. There we go. And since these are just cuttings right now, I'm not going to use the full rocky soil mixture. I'm just going to use it at the bottom, and I'm going to use just organic soil for the rest of it. So here we go. Let's take some of our organic bonsai soil. Start dumping it in. Oh, it's like really compacted. I gotta loosen it up. Alright, there we go. Dump that on in. And you can pretty much fill it all the way to the top because these are not really, don't have any root balls to work around and dig a hole for, so you can just fill it up as high as you want. So there we go. Now that the pot is all full, I'm going to drop it down here and just fill it with water to get the soil all nice and wet for when we put our trees in. So now that that's all drained out, we're gonna bring it back up. Just gonna pat it down. Nice and tight. Get rid of any air pockets down there. All right, now that that's all nice and tight, rinse our hand off. Open up this root powder. All right, we're going to just dip the exposed part of the tree in there, kind of shake it around a little bit. It's gonna look like that. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna take our chopstick, just kind of poke a hole for it in the soil here. This one's a bit deeper than the others. Make it a deep hole. And place that right on in. We'll just loosely pack that in for now. Just gonna do a couple more. Fit those in as well. So we're gonna make a hole here. We're gonna take this one. Just dip it in the root hormone right there. Just plop that on in. Kind of press it in loosely for now. Come back around in a minute and get these nice and tight in a second. All right, now we're gonna come right in the middle. I'm gonna make a big hole for the big one. Put that one in. So, looks like this one got a little wet, dry it off. Don't want too much of this stuff sticking to it. All right. Oh, missed a spot. It's got a lot on there, man. All right. Just stick that right on in. And this one I'm gonna put it here, I know for sure. So I'm gonna get this one nice and tight. Get some more soil from the side and really pack it down on in there. Push it a little bit deeper. There we go. All right, liking that. Okay, next one. Let's do this small baby one. Get that one in there. Nice small little hole. Take this, right in the powder. And just gonna place it. Gently pack it in. All right. Gonna make our last hole over here. Go right here. Oh, be careful not to knock that one out. There's a piece of mulch down there, okay. We're gonna take this, just like all the others, right in the root powder. Down into the hole. All right, and now that they're all in there, I'm gonna really pack these on down. Get them nice and tight, secure it in place. Wanna make sure that there's no air pockets down there, especially when there's roots trying to grow. So just go around, make sure they're all nice and good. That's looking good. All right, so I'll leave these. It'll probably take at least a month to get any good root growth. If you're doing this at home, you probably won't notice any canopy growth for month to 2 months. When I've done this in the past, it takes a long time for the leaves up top to start growing and new branches to start growing. The reason being, the roots at the bottom have to grow and to support a canopy on top, and it takes a while for the roots to grow. And unless you dig them up, which I don't recommend, you don't get to see the roots grow. So you just kind of have to wait, and if one day you see new blossoms on the tree, new branches starting to form, new leaves sprouting, great job, you succeeded. You can pretty much guarantee that there are roots down there, and that is why your plant is growing, having new growth. And on the flip side, if you have these things planted for a month and they turn brown, get really hard, all the leaves fall off, it's probably a failure. No big deal. It's not too hard to do again. You just get any branch. This works for any tree as well. I'm picking my Golden Gate Ficus right now. And yeah, once they start to get new growth, you can either leave them in here and try to grow them as a group, or you can take them out and pot them individually. But anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. If you liked the video, make sure to subscribe. Leave a like and a comment if you can as well. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.